This is assignment 7.3BB, rocker arm part and tolerances. What we want to do first is come down here and create this part in Inventor based on these two views of the drawing. Let's do that, and let's take a look at how we might proceed. The way I'm going to proceed is I'm going to make two cylinders here and here, which are the same thickness, 0.875, and they're right here in side view. And then we'll put the hole in the center, and we'll put the hole here, and then the keyway, and then we'll extrude out those together because they are the same thickness. Then we will create a figure which goes like this, and we will use construction lines and the trim tool to get a closed figure representing the arm here, and we'll extrude that to a different value, do a symmetric extrusion. Then we'll put the fillets on, and we'll have this part of the part finished. Then we'll make another cylinder over here. By the way, we'll keep these two cylinders at the correct distance of 4.15 inches using a construction line to keep them together. And then we'll use the same technique for this cylinder, and we'll extrude it to a different thickness of 1.25. Put the hole in here, and then again make a figure there to extrude and then fill it. And that should be it. I want this to appear in such a way that it's is on the, let's see, the XY plane. So I'm going to sketch there. Now, for some reason when you choose the XY plane, you get it rotates it. So I'd rather have the right straight up like this. So I'm going to come here, and the first thing I'm going to do is, let's just create that first circle, and it's going to be the one on the right here, and its diameter is 1.42 inches. 1.42. And now I'm going to make a construction line which is 4.125 here, 4.125, enter. And I'm going to use that construction line to make sure that the centers of the two circles that I'm going to extrude, or cylinders with holes in them, are spaced correctly. So this one also has a diameter of 1.24. And I forgot to change it back to object lines instead of construction, so I think I can do that, and then I'll just deselect that. Okay, so those are our two circles, outer diameter. Let's put the inner diameter in there. For the one on the right here, we're going to choose 0.590. So that shares a center with the first one, so 0.590. I believe that's correct. Yep, and let's choose 0.750 for the inner circle. For this one, 0.7, what was it? 750. Okay, so we have that. And now we could just extrude those. However, we need to take care of the keyway, which is on this circle right here. That's the little rectangular shaped protrusion of the inner diameter here. So the way I'm going to approach that is I am going to first change the view here to make it larger. So basically my dimensions are a width of 0.13 and then a height above the bottom of this circle, tangent to it all the way up to the top is 0.656. So in that case, what I'm going to do is I want to make a construction line, and I'm just going to pull it out here, and I just want it to be horizontal at this point, and there it is. And now I'm going to put a tangent constraint between this circle and this line, and therefore I've got a line which is tangent to the bottom of that circle that I can dimension from. So let's get a little larger so we can start to make this keyway up here. Let's see. What I'm going to do is also make a vertical construction line right through the middle. I may already have an axis from here, but I'm just going to add that one. And I'm going to use what? Let's use the rectangle tool and start here and just come down to here. And again, I forgot to turn construction off, so I can just right click on here, make it a, oops, I got to do all four of them. Let's just undo that and start from the beginning. So we're going to do this and this. And what I want to do first is pin or dimension this, I think it was 0.13. That's right. Now, what I want to do is use a useful tool called Symmetric. Let me illustrate how to use it. So I'll click there. So I want this vertical line and this vertical line to be spaced symmetrically about that vertical line. Okay, so I'm good there. And now I am going to do the dimension that I'm given, which is from here to here. It comes out and it is 0.656. 0.656. And that should be okay. Even though it's not fully dimensioned, I think that'll extrude nicely. Let me trim the rest of these features here. I guess I need these here too. And that looks like our keyway is okay. So I'm going to finish the sketch. There it is, and then extrude. I'm going to do a symmetric extrusion, and I believe it was 0.875. Oops. Gotta select the regions. And symmetric 0.875, okay. So there we have the two cylinders, which is this one and this one. Now let's connect them. So in this particular case we have an arm which is 1 inch in height here, and it has a, what is the thickness here? Well, I'm going to use an inference based on this cross-sectional image of this part. That's what that refers to. That's the cross-section. You recall the hatches are frequently seen, or always seen on section views. So I'm going to say that the radius here is half the total width. So I'm going to claim that this from here to here is 0.5 inches. In other words, double this quantity. Alright, so let's approach this one. Let's make a new sketch. Actually, let's create a work plane that is a mid-plane between this surface and let's see, this surface. Yeah, okay, there we go. So there it is. That's a work plane we're going to use. So let me make a sketch on it. Let's project the geometry here. I don't think we need, maybe we do, inner geometry. And then we are going to slice graphics. And now, if you look at it in isometric, you kind of see that we've got a plane which is right in the middle of those. It bisects the thickness, and we've got a sketch plane which is right there in the center. And using slice graphics, we've removed the stuff up in front. So we want to come here and we want to have two lines which are parallel that are an inch apart. So let's try that now. So what I'm going to do is make a line that goes from here and another line which goes from here to here. These are both have a horizontal constraint on them. Then I'm going to make a construction line along this line, and then again use this symmetric tool to make this one and this one symmetric about there. And I should still be able to dimension these as being 1 apart. Okay? Now, oops, this didn't quite make it, did it? Darn it. Can I extend that? Rats. So what's going to happen is this needs to go past here. To be honest, I kind of forgot whether I can, yeah, I think that's the best way. Of course, I forgot to change it back to object lines, so I'll make it a construction line. Okay, that's a, no, I don't want that to be a construction line. Deselect that, and then deselect construction here. And, okay. So much for that. Now, again, we're trying to make a closed figure so that we can extrude it, and so we need to have some arcs here. Easiest way to do that would be to go to the arc tool and use center point, and then you can just come here, grab that. You can go all the way up to the outer diameter and around to here. Right click OK, and you can see we've got that arc. Let's do another one of those. Here, up to there, and really anywhere around to there. Say, okay. Now we've got a lot of trimming to do. Let's trim away that, and that, 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 that. Okay, now that should extrude. And we're going to extrude that again 0.5 inches symmetrically. So extrude that guy, symmetric 0.5. And I think that is a good representation of this first part here, with one exception. I need to fill at the corners, so let me do that. Let me turn off this work plane's visibility. And I'm going to go to fillet, and these are 0.25. So I'm going to hit it right there, over there, front here, and that corner, apply, and there it is. Oops. Looks good. Okay. So again, we are going to have to start on the other part. Here's the additional part we need to make. So again, I'm going to use the technique where I have a construction line connecting the two centers, and then draw this circle from the end of that construction line. It has a diameter of 1 inch, and yeah, that's all we need to know right now, and it's a distance 2.32. So that sketch again needs to be mid-plane between here and here and there. And so I'm going to create a sketch on that plane. And since I'm going to be working on this general direction, I'm going to make that plane a little bigger, just for aesthetic purposes, I think. So let me project the geometry of this guy and this. And I think that's all we really need to do. And of course, oops, let's slice graphics. And again, if you look at it in isometric, you can see we're at a plane right in the center and with the front removed due to the slice graphics. So we go to reverse to right view. And let's take a construction line, and I believe it was, oops, missed it. It is 2.32, and I'm going to make this angle over here 150 degrees. And there's my construction line. 150 comes from this being 30, and I think you can kind of see with a little geometry that that's appropriate, that this angle from here to here is 100. Here to here is 150. Alright, so now let's go ahead and put that inner diameter, which is 0.531. Actually, oops, let's make the outer one, which is 1. And then the other one is 0.531, the center one, 0.531. Oops. It'd be nice if I put it in the center. Concentric, I mean. Right there. 0.531. Right click OK. So there's our this guy. And again, we need to make this one, but I believe we need to extrude it first, because it's going to be a different thickness for the other arm. So let's finish the sketch and extrude this part symmetrically, and that distance is 1.25. 1.25. And I believe that is not correct, so let me double click on the extrusion, edit feature, not 0.125, 1.25. I think that's correct. Now let's also create another sketch on that plane. Here, let's go ahead and project the geometry of the relevant features and slice graphics. And what we need to do here is repeat what we did over here. So what I'm going to do is make a construction line that connects the centers. Alright. And then I'm going to make two lines which originate in the circles here, and which are parallel to that one. Let's see, how can I do this? Okay, that's parallel. And that thickness, they tell us, or we are told, I believe, at some point, its thickness is 0.38. What's the height here? Okay, so it's tangent to the circle, so it's got a height here of 1. Alright, so that actually makes it a little easier, I think. So let's use a tangent constraint with this one to connect this line with this circle. Yeah. Let me go ahead and get rid of these lines here. And what we're going to do instead is create them again. Actually, we can just put them out here, parallel again. How will that work? Let's see. Tangent constraint here to here? Yeah. Well, that one's not quite long enough. Let's make it a little bit longer. Okay, so let's make another line which starts here, comes out over here, and is parallel to alright, come on. Parallel to there. Let me just put it there. And then we'll do the parallel constraint up here between that guy and this guy. Parallel. Wonderful. And now the tangent between here and here. Wonderful. And finally, let's go back to our method with the arc. Come here, up to here, around to here. And so here I think we do want to go straight out. Actually, no, that's wrong. Let's go from here out to the edge, and then out here. Okay, let's trim away right there. I don't know if there's any right there. There we go. There, and there. I think that's okay. Are those parallel? I think so. Let's finish the sketch, and we're going to symmetrically extrude this one 0.38. So let's do that. Extrude this area symmetrically 0.38. So yeah, I think that looks okay. But we need to put the fillets in for this cross section here, and I'm going to call it 0.38 divided by 2, so you can see the radius is kind of half the thickness. So I'm going to say 0.38 over 2 for the fillet size, and so let's just do that. We don't need this work plane showing. So fillet, this is going to be 0.38 over 2. Put there, apply, cancel, and there is our isometric view. And I think that is okay. I haven't made the drawing yet to see if I made any mistakes, but I think that's okay.